very impressed by the very voluminous report of activities that are presented by the principal. I think even on this occasion, he doesn't take any rest. We had to read continuously for about half an hour with all your achievements. So I am very happy to be present here. See, as far as the collegiate studies are concerned, this is a very good opportunity in your life. And this is a very crucial period when you not only pick up your degree, which is going to be of much value in the initial few years, you also build up yourself as a personality, which is going to reflect in your long-term achievements or help you achieve many things in the long term. So in that context, the period you spend in the college is very useful and very relevant, and the way the management, including the board and the principal and the faculty have encouraged you in different activities, I am sure that your college is encouraging you not only to get a degree but also become a very overall, very well-rounded personality. It was nice to see that you are having accomplishments not only in journals, papers, projects and all, sports activities, cultural activities and so on. So I am sure that you are all multifaceted personalities who are going to be getting very good career in the long term. Now as far as what needs to be done immediately after graduation, there are just a couple of suggestions I would like to make without consuming much of your time. See, you have got an opportunity to come to this institution and equip yourself in a particular field. But one of the fields where an explosive growth is taking place today is in the field of education itself. Many of us as faculty, as students, may not be able to appreciate that this is one of the major growth sectors in the economy, in the government side and also from the private sector. I will just give you a couple of examples. Most of the institutions today are having an acute problem of shortage of faculty. That is because not sufficient number of qualified personnel are available. It is not a problem that pertains to small colleges, whether you take a local college in Trichy or IITs, IIMs, whichever institution you take, everywhere there is an acute shortage of teachers, and therefore this is itself one of the major opportunities that some of you can pursue. So I would say that there is going to be enormous number of openings that would be available irrespective of your field of specialization. Whether you are in computer science, mechanical, metallurgy, management, whatever it is, everywhere all universities are growing at a very rapid pace and are very earnestly looking for good graduates to come and take over and perform as teachers. And therefore, if you want to look at this possibility, I think beyond your university level exams and so on, you should be definitely looking at exams like CAT or IIM, other similar exams, and also GATE and other exams. And even though some of you will be looking at ANSET and considering possibilities here, please understand that you need to give your parents a little bit of rest. They have already funded you for the last 4 years for your BE program. If you can qualify through GATE, at least you become self-supporting. Your parents will not have to bother about your fees and expenses. So that is a small favor you can do immediately for your parents. And I'm happy to go through the report and notice that some of you have participated in the GATE forum and some students have also qualified in the GATE exam. And quite a few institutions, even the PG level, some seats are getting unfilled. And therefore, with a valid GATE score, you will be able to get an immediate boost and you will also be able to acquire a better label which will help you in the long term as you launch your career. So I would very keenly suggest that you look at the possibilities of higher studies, either in engineering or management, and to the extent possible go through opportunities like GATE, where you are going to be self-supporting for the next 2 years, where the MSRD gives you a stipend and you are not going to be taxing your family any further. You will at least be independent if not earning your own wages. And moving further, at the PhD level also, a lot of new kinds of scholarships are coming in. And recently, government is also trying a tie-up with what is known as the Confederation of Indian Industry, CIA, to see whether the PhD stipend also can be enhanced further. So there is a scheme which has been introduced recently by DST, where there are going to be like double the typical stipend. Most universities give you a stipend of something like 15,000 to 20,000 rupees per month for your PhD program. But schemes are coming forth where if much of the research work is going to be done you will be able to get almost like a double stipend. 100 numbers of scholarships have been launched recently. Only thing is the university has to tie up with some institute, industry, and they have to work together, and it should be an industry-oriented project. And this is one of the ways in which the government is addressing the shortage of faculty, because once you do a PhD, there is a very good possibility that you will be looking at teaching as a career. And those of you who are not fully prepared for exams like GATE and so on, there are still other opportunities available. I do not know how many of you are familiar with the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. I think some of you have gone to the Tharamadi lab, which is very good in structural research. Very close to us we have SECRI, Electrochemical Research Institute in Karaikuri. All the CSIR labs, about 40 laboratories all over the country, they have come together and they have launched something equivalent to an university. Because they are also finding problem in getting scientists to come and join them. So they have recently launched their own MTech and PhD programs, where students can go through a qualifying written test interview, preferably with GATE score. Some of the institutions are open for other options also, where you will get a stipend for a master's program. And if you happen to have an MTech and join for PhD, within 2 years you start getting the salary of a scientist also. So there are enormous opportunities in teaching and research, where organizations are desperately looking for you. And it is only you, the young generation, which has to fill all those slots. And looking at what is happening in the corporate sector, there are a lot of growth opportunities available. Okay, the market situation may vary from 1 year to another. Maybe 2012, the employment market was much better. 13 and 14 have somewhat been down. I think by the time 2015, hopefully with the newly elected government, irrespective of which party it belongs to, there will be some stability, and the economy also is likely to stabilize. So in 2015, definitely there will be a lot of opportunities in the corporate sector. And one of the difficulties that the companies find in attracting young people is that many students are not having sufficient communication skills. It is not your knowledge about some equation in thermodynamics or your design skill in solving some problem related to air or shaft, whatever it is. Beyond that, you should also be able to communicate others. And that is very important irrespective of which field you opt for. You should be able to talk to persons, get work extracted from others. Suppose you become an engineer and maybe after a few years you become a manager, you will be leading a team. There may be some 4 or 5 engineers and maybe a bunch of technicians reporting to you. You should be able to guide them, mentor them, and get some work done out of them, irrespective of how difficult the task is. So in terms of communication skills, teamwork, all these things are very critical. And some of these skills also get developed as you go through the college studies, and you also participate in so many activities during which some of these skills can be very conveniently developed. And therefore, in addition to looking at opportunities in the education sector, higher studies and all, always try to ensure that you have got very good human resources, teamwork and communication skills, because these are what going to take you further as you go through the higher echelons in any organization. Because entry level, it is going to be based only on your marks and maybe the kind of performance that you have in the half an hour or 1 hour personal and technical interview. But what happens after that, after 3-4 years, what you become, whether you retire as a manager or you become the CEO of the organization, that depends on a lot of things in addition to your technical skills. So even if you have not taken these aspects seriously, at least now commit yourselves to enhancing these skills also, so that you are saleable in the market at any point of time. Your degree matters today, but after 5 years or 10 years of say an engineering role in an organization, you are going to be performing more as a manager where you have to lead a team. So please ensure that you develop a lot of human resources, teamwork and other skills. And yet another aspect that you need to do is you should always retain a willingness to learn. Maybe in your first year when you entered the college, you had a small break after the pressure that was put on you from the 11th and 12th standards. Suddenly you are a bit free. But then again, once you get into the groove of what are they called, cycle tests, midterms, semester exams and so on. So you are learning a bit under pressure. But please remember that is not going to work at all points of time. And once once you move out of the college, there are not many people who are going to be guiding you. When you are here, the teacher may spend some time with you, say that you are weak in this subject or you are not doing well in that activity. But once you graduate, unless some organization has a mentoring scheme, you are completely on your own. Nobody will force you to learn something, but you have to start learning, because otherwise you become outdated in the market. If you look at the HR activities of many organizations, the training cells and so on, every organization today is spending an enormous amount of money in training their own people, irrespective of what their prior training is. We talk about NIT as one of the superior systems of education, but faculty of NIT we also undergo training on different occasions for different purposes. See, for example, some of us have been sent to leadership training programs in administrative staff college in India, in Hyderabad. Then our own director, who is 62 years old and has already worked in defense sector for 30-40 years, he also went abroad to get some exposure on international partnerships. And the young faculty who are recruited, some of them go for NIT for training as technical teachers, and we also serve as trainers. So we know that there is always a demand from the industry to send people to universities for training purposes. We have conducted training programs of different varieties, some targeting colleges, some targeting industry and so on. So we know that training is another area where there is an enormous activity, enormous growth is taking place, and almost all organizations today are coming up with a well-defined training calendar. So they would say this is the number of man days or weekdays we are going to set aside for training. So you are always going to be sent for training of different purposes. Your degree may be in mechanical engineering or your degree may be in civil engineering, but after a few years you will be sent for training at advanced levels of management. So you should be in a position to pick up different things which you have not studied earlier. So to some extent, the exposure that you got in college is going to help you, but beyond that, you are completely on your own and you will have to look for opportunities. Like when you are in school, your parents are telling study this, or your teachers are telling this is good, this is to be prepared and so on. But once you get into the profession, there are very few mentors going to be available, and therefore what you become is entirely dependent on you. So you have to utilize all opportunities, keep your eyes and ears open, see what is happening, where things are evolving, what kind of opportunities are taking place, what skills I need to upgrade, and if you do not feel if you do not do a proper upgradation of your own skills and capabilities, you will be outdone in the market. The competition is going to be very rigorous. Getting a job is only a first step. Maybe your college can help, your friends can help, but beyond that, what you achieve in the long term is very much dependent on your own capabilities and your own willingness to get trained and to excel. So therefore, lot of opportunities you will have to scout for, you will have to find out and pick up the necessary skills and take you further in your professional career. And another point I would like to convey to you is that whenever you get an opportunity, whether it is for 1 week, 1 month or 1 year, go abroad and find out what is happening elsewhere. There may be some very simple things, how we handle a class, or how a research project is conducted, or how as a company, how the deliverables are managed. There are different ways of doing the same thing. So when you get an opportunity, irrespective of the duration, irrespective of the associated financial remuneration and so on, please go outside, get yourself exposed so that you come back and have a lot of new ideas. You may be able to do the same thing in a different manner and maybe even more productive and interesting manner. So any opportunity to go abroad for a short period of time also is going to be beneficial to you in the long run. So that is another thing that you have to really look for. And one more thing which a place like Trichy does not have opportunities is that you also need to pick up some skills with respect to foreign languages. There are a lot of growth opportunities in different parts of the globe, but as far as Europe is concerned and US is concerned, there is only limited amount of growth that is going to take place. There is a lot of growth opportunity that is going to take place in Asia, South Africa, parts of Africa, Southern America. So a lot of these places, you need language skills which are going to be very different. And one major advantage as for the Indian population is we are very comfortable with English. Okay, so most of the world we can say initially with English, but when you go to a small country which may not be so advanced like Germany or the US, you need to pick up the local languages. So there are a lot of countries which are using German, French, Spanish, and even Chinese. These are very, very opportunities. And this is one area where Trichy has not been able to provide much of opportunities. And in fact, at NIT, we tried a few experiments. We ran evening classes in French for some time, German classes, Japanese classes, all on fee-paying basis. Nothing is free. You have to pay for whatever is free for that particular class. But pick up some language skills of especially overseas, including French, German, Spanish. If you go into Chinese and Japanese language, the effort required is going to be much more enormous because the letters will look very much like design or art characters. It is not like a simple English alphabet. But given an opportunity, since some of you may be landing jobs in Bangalore, Madras and other places, within the first 2-3 years before you settle down in life, try to acquire some familiarity, some certification in foreign language, because at some point of time, much later, it will become very handy to you. Maybe you are going to be working with some automotive ancillary company. They decide to set up a plant somewhere in a remote area, and the skill in Spanish may become valuable on that particular day. So you will never know the skills that you are having when these will become useful and marketable. So keep on upgrading yourselves and learn to enjoy what you are doing. See, here maybe in the college, many of us would have been pestered in terms of tests, exams and so on. But I think many of you would have developed a taste in some area, maybe some particular subject or some particular field, where you enjoy the activity that you are doing, the reading, the project work that you are doing, or the design activity that you are doing, and the problem solving skills that you have developed. So please identify something which you do enjoy and also develop a good hobby, because as the days become much more competitive and the professional career becomes very challenging and competitive, there will be a lot of pressure on individuals in the company itself. So maybe the company is growing, suddenly there is a setback in the market, and today in the context of globalization, it is not only that there is going to be enormous growth, but there will be times when the company says, okay, we have staff from the 50,000, next month we are going to let out some 5,000 persons. So there is always going to be a cut in manpower happening on some occasions, and this will be very difficult moments to handle. So to handle such stresses, equip yourself in your own professional area and also develop some hobby which can provide you either skills in a different sector or at least give you a change of mind so that you don't get pressurized at all times and you will be very willing to face any kind of difficulty in the future. So I would say if you keep on improving your skills either in the same area or in related areas and also pick up some allied skills, you will do extremely well, and I am sure that the management represented by the board, the principal and all your teachers, they have provided you the first stage on how to take yourself from a school graduate to an engineering graduate, but this is only the first step that you have taken. So go home, celebrate your getting a degree or completing yourself, your PE program or getting the first prize or second prize in the field. But please remember, this is not the final stop. This is only the first step that you have taken, and there is a very, very long way to go. Define targets on your own. You should become a role model for many other persons in the long term. So please keep your ambitions high. Aim for the stars. You will definitely go a long way. I wish you all the very best, and I take this opportunity to thank the principal, the members of the board, the head of the department, and the students for all your patience and confidence. And I congratulate each and every one of you who have excelled in different areas as described in the report here. I am sure all of you will find your own stars in terms of success somewhere, and I sincerely hope it happens very soon for all of you. Thank you all the best.